The ancient city of Palmyra and the modern Syrian city of Tadmor, adjacent to it, are under threat of falling under ISIS control. Both Palmyra and Sukna, a city about 40 miles to the west, had been held up by forces loyal to the Syrian regime up until this week. ISIS forces overran Sukna, taking control of the city and giving them access to Palmyra. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights reports at least 70 regime soldiers and 40 ISIS fighters were killed during the fighting. Now, the Syrian regime is on the defense in Palmyra, using airstrikes to hold back ISIS fighters. The city's fall would not only give ISIS a much-needed victory after its string of defeats into Crete and northern Syria, but also control over the more than 2,000-year-old ruins. Given ISIS's past destruction of the ancient sites of Hatra and Nimrod in northern Iraq, it's likely the extremist group would destroy any Palmyra ruins it sees as idolatrous. UNESCO Director General Irina Bokova appealed to international parties on Thursday to protect the Palmyra ruins, calling them an irreplaceable treasure for the Syrian people and for the world. But some analysts have noted ISIS's interpretation of Islam doesn't necessarily mean all of the ruins are in danger. The 700-plus columns of Palmyra have nothing to do with idols. This, says Washington Institute fellow Aaron Zellin, means they'd be spared from demolition by ISIS. That's not to say there aren't any idolatrous ruins that are at risk, though. There are, such as the famous Temple of Bel. And yet, according to multiple Syrian analysts, the uptick in attention from international media could lead to ISIS destroying them regardless, if only to create more headlines. Also at risk is a museum dedicated to the ruins within the city. According to a resident who spoke with the New York Times, the Syrian regime has already removed smaller artifacts from the museum. For Newsy, I'm Elizabeth Hagedorn.